We are up here in lovely New Hampshire and Vermont. I wanted to take a few minutes today to talk to you about how to work on badges from home. This can either be just with your girl or for a digital troop meeting that you're working on. I will go through some different ideas, do some brainstorming. I would love to see in the comment section anything you've been working on, anything that's been working really well, any challenges that you're having, all those kind of wonderful things so we can see some great ideas and do some brainstorming together. At the end, we will take any questions that you might have about working on badges at home, and I will go through some different examples and different ideas just to see what questions you might have. And as you join us, if you want to say hello, just pop your name in the comment section and let us know where you're joining us from. And thank you so much for joining us. So when it comes to working on badges from home, we want to think about when we run our troop meetings. What we do there is we get creative and we use our resources wisely. It's really the same thing when we are doing stuff digitally and doing it from home. There's just a little bit of different prep work involved. So when you're thinking about having girls working on badges from home instead of at your troop meeting, the first thing you want to think about is making sure the content is accessible for everyone in the troop and also making sure it's something that you can manage. So you're going to want to make sure that any supplies that you're asking the girls to use are supplies that they can have. So it might be a good idea to have a couple of different options, one that involves physical supplies and something that would involve either just talking or writing some scripts out or doing some drawing or doing some skits in case the girls don't have that available at home. And when I talk about making sure it's something that you can manage, anything that you offer to your troop during this time, just make sure it's something that you have the bandwidth to go through with them and follow up on. There's definitely a lot going on right now, so anything you offer, make sure it's something you can be sure that you have the time to follow through on, so we don't want you feeling overwhelmed either. So when we talk about some ideas for how to get this started, a couple of places you can go to start thinking about how to digitize your badges. A great place that I like to use a lot is the Badge Explorer. We're going to pop a link for that for you over in the comment section in just a second. So the Badge Explorer is on the girlscouts.org website, and this has all of the badges that the girls can earn in there. And you can go through and click on it, and you can see a very high-level overview of the 3 or 4 things girls need to do in order to earn that badge. So that can help you get focused, get you set in the right direction, get you thinking about something that you're interested in. I really like to pair the Badge Explorer with the Volunteer Toolkit, which is also known as the VTK. If you haven't used the VTK yet, we are going to, in the comment section, give you a link to some training videos on our website. The great thing about the VTK right now is that it has a ton of meeting plans on there, and they're already all done out for you, and many of them have a couple of options for activities already built right into the plan, which makes planning for you a lot easier. We call the VTK a Troop Leader's Digital Assistant, and it's really there to kind of walk you through it. So on the VTK, you will find meeting plans that can be as specific as planned down to 5 minutes for you with scripts of things to say, or you can use it as a more high level and kind of grab general ideas from there and see what you think works and see what you think won't work, and go from there and use that to generate those meeting plans that the girls can work on from home. So now that we know a couple of places where you can get started to look for some content, we'll talk about some ways you can actually get started with the girls, and then I'll go through a few examples with you so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So there's really, when I want to think about doing things digitally, there's 2 main ways that I've been thinking about. If you have an idea other than these 2, please pop them over the comment section because I would love to see more ideas on this topic. The first idea is everyone works together during an online troop meeting. This will look very similar to the way it would look when you're there together with your girls in person. Everybody gets on Zoom or Skype or Facebook Live together, and you do your opening ceremony, you sing a special song together, you get right into the meat of your meeting, you go through everything together, you guide them through it, they work on it while you're there to answer questions for them, and at the end of the meeting you wrap up with your closing ceremony. Keep it pretty straightforward, and again, make sure that you have those multiple options. So if, for example, you're going to be working on robotics that meeting, one girl may be able to build pieces using like cardboard and Legos or kitchen items. Another girl could draw and label what she's thinking on a label of a robotics model. Another way when we think about doing digital meetings is to have girls get an introduction and instructions from you online, and then they will go back and work on these badges individually, or they can pair up and work in small groups and kind of converse with video chat or text, as long as they have their guardian's permission to do that as they work together in those little groups. If you do that option, they're going to come back the next time you kind of gather digitally and present to you or check in with you for review to see if they earned that badge. At the end of this session, we'll talk a little bit more about some ideas on how to do that. So for now, we will walk through a few examples of kind of ways you can change up and expand these badges to work with them from home. So we'll start by talking about the Daisy Good Neighbor badge. So one of the activities I pulled from there involves the girls drawing a picture of their neighborhood and including on there the names of any neighbors they know. This is a great way for the girls to engage in their families and talk about community and neighborhood safety. And during this time, you can also really expand that conversation and work with the family and in your troop to talk about ways they can kind of bring some cheer and support to their community. So that could look like anything from putting some beautiful artwork in their windows for everyone to enjoy, or doing something like for making masks together to share with your community members in your neighborhood. For the Brownie Bugs badge, that was what I looked at for brownies. One of the activities is creating a bug house. So in your troop meeting, you would typically, you would have your shoe boxes, you all work on it together. Working from home, any girl that has a spare shoebox or a spare cardboard box, she can go ahead and make that bug house with your guidance. If she doesn't have that handy, she can have a piece of paper, have some pens, have some nice markers, and she can make a really detailed diagram about what she wants her bug house to look like, making sure to label all of those parts so that she understands what you need in the bug house for your observations. So that would be a nice piece of plastic on one side for an observation window, breathing holes for the bugs, some nice leaves and twigs inside for the bugs to rest on, so she can kind of still get the experience of making the bug house even if she doesn't have all of those materials. For the Junior Simple Meals badge, there's an activity where girls learn how to name and use different kitchen gadgets. This could very easily be done at home with a family member. They get permission to help make dinner that evening and learn to use different kitchen tools. You can agree together how many you want the girls to learn about, and the next time you gather digitally, they can talk about what they learned and do a little presentation on the tools they were able to learn about. If things are a little more stressful, they don't have time to make a full meal at home, they can do some great research online and watch some really good cooking videos to kind of learn about the tools that way. You just want to make sure that if that's the option they choose, that it's a cooking video you can vet to make sure it's something that's okay for them to watch on their level. And then for older girls, I took a look at the Think Like a Programmer journey for cadets through ambassadors. That has a great opening activity where they have these little problem and solution cards of different programming problems. So you can give groups of 1 to 4 girls the problem section of the card to discuss and come up with some possible solutions. Then if you have that digital meeting, when you come back together, the girls will elect a representative if they're working in a small group, and that representative will read their problem, read their solutions, and then read the solution that was given in the back of the card, because that can open up a great discussion and a great dialogue about programming and different ways programming can impact our lives in different ways. If you look through these and feel like you still need some more ideas for where to get started, we do have some more great options for you. So you can feel free to join one of the council-hosted troop meetings or virtual programs. If you look on our website, girlscoutsgwm.org, we are having grade level specific troop meetings every day, so one grade level per day. And then we have some ongoing programs and different topics that you can join in at any point to participate and learn more about that way. Also nationally, girlscouts.org is hosting Girl Scouts at Home, which is chock full of examples for different grade levels on specific steps of different badges at every grade level. I took a look at some of these the other day, and they're so great. They're so accessible. It's really broken down to one piece of that badge. So if you want to use that to get your juices flowing, get you kick-started, that's a great place to start. Finally, we're going to talk for just a minute about how to earn that badge and how to show you've earned that badge. And then we can take any questions you might have in the question log. So if anything has popped up while I've been chatting, feel free to start typing that over there now so we can chat with you at the end. So when it comes to earning that badge, what's really important is knowing that the girl can understand and demonstrate the skill that she learned in that badge. So that's going to look a little bit differently now that they're not meeting with you in person. So what you can do there, it really depends. Talk to your girls. See what they want to do. See what they're comfortable with. If you're having those digital meetings, it could be really fun to take time during a specific meeting where each girl will take the time to make a presentation on what she's learned. And that can look like anything. She could make like a book report almost. She could do a skit. She could do a full demonstration. She can get any siblings she might have involved to help her do that demonstration. She can do a full diorama if she's a more like hands-on kind of girl. Anything that they can come up with where you'll be able to assess and see if they've really retained and understand what's behind that badge. If you aren't meeting digitally, they can submit pictures to you. They can send you short videos. They can send you a write-up of what they learned and worked on. Whatever it takes for you to work together to get a good sense of what it is that she learned and what she's been doing. And as always with those kinds of things, just make sure you keep the families involved and get their permission for what you're looking to do. So I hope that was helpful and gave you a good place to get started. If you have any questions or thoughts or ideas, I would love to see those over in the comment section. If you're watching this later, feel free to pop something in there as well, because I'd be happy to go back through and see any ideas that you might have. It's always lovely to be able to share at this time and kind of figure out what we can do to help each other out and, bolster what we're working on. We have some more noontime knowledge sessions that will be coming up in the coming weeks. If you have any topics you'd like to see some more about, feel free to submit those to our customer care email, which is customercare@girlscoutsgwm.org. We'll see what we can do to get that together. Also happy to answer any questions that you might have. I'm not seeing any in the comment section right now, but I'll hang out for just another little bit to see if anything pops up. I'm very thankful that you joined us today. This was a lot of fun to put together and think about. And it's great to see all the creative ways that girls are still meeting and making an impact. And it's really thanks to all of you wonderful troop leaders for putting all this time in to helping them out. I very much appreciate it. It looks like we have a member who has been working on a Lego STEM challenge, making inspirational posters. They are making rocks with inspirational messages this week to place around when they go for walks. Oh, I love that idea. See lots of fun and creative things that we can do together. Thank you so much for sharing that. All right, thank you again for joining me. I really appreciate your time. I hope you all have a great day and you're staying safe and well. Definitely reach out with any questions, comments, or ideas you have. We'd love to hear them. Thank you. Have a great day.